Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. Hey, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? It looked like we had a little bit of red, not enough to really super be concerned. We got Ripple and Ethereum. They're continuing to fight back and forth for second place. But of course, we're on the weekend, so this is another one of those episodes that I like to, take it a little bit slower. Of course, I know what the news is. I read some articles. I can't help myself from reading, what's going on out here in the cryptocurrency space. So of course, I got the talking points, just to keep the conversation and the live stream going if nobody comes up with anything. But of course, on the weekend we like to get out here. We like to do the live Q&A. So please go ahead, pile up with some questions in the chat. Ask me whatever you got, whatever you want to know. That's pretty much why I'm out here. I got the free email help desk at eugeneforrest20@gmail.com. But besides that, I want to help people in the cryptocurrency space. And I mean, if nothing else, because it's a bear market, we're not taking on and onboarding a lot of new people that need help with hardware wallets and, getting signed up at Coinbase and understanding, the basics of Bitcoin. Then at least let's have some good conversation. Let's get out here, have a cup of coffee or alcoholic beverage if you're in that kind of a time zone. And, just see what's up with the space, because talking about it is definitely one of the best ways to further the advancement of the space. You know what we do have going on here today, though? We got Samantha over there.
Hello, everyone.
So how are you doing today, Samantha?
Good. I got off work like an hour ago.
Yeah? So you're all pumped and ready to do the show.
Stupid
Would you like my coffee?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. You're thinking about a little bit more of a stiffer drink, huh?
That would be nice, but
All right. So do we got anybody in the chat yet, or am I just kind of out here doing it by myself?
I actually haven't been looking at the chat because...
Well, actually, let's do a screen share, I guess. Let's take a look at the market cap. Let's see what we got going on over there. I mean, I think last time I seen we were around that $220 billion for a market cap.
Hangout says you have 6 people watching. So if that, but I don't know who they may be.
So that means I should have 6 thumbs up, right?
Of course.
So you got that screen share up there, Samantha?
It is refreshed.
Refreshed. Awesome. Let me step on over here then and take a look at this, see what we got going on. Look at that, 2004. That's quite the number of cryptocurrencies out there. I mean, hey, if you go talk to Coinbase, all cryptocurrencies are pretty much the same as they're concerned if they're talking about their new bundling program. So why not just get all 2004 of them, So we got the market cap coming in at, look at those twos. $222 billion. Nice. BTC dominant, slipping backwards a little bit, but still on the other side of 50%, coming in at 51.3%. Nice, not too bad there. Like I said, Bitcoin sliding backwards, but not enough to really say so. Hanging out there at 6,595, so 6.6. We got Ethereum holding on the other side of the $200 mark at 230, getting closer to that 250. X-Rapid, I mean, wow, I think I seen them up to 60 cents earlier or last night, I think it was. 58 cents, that's up 1.8%. I mean, these gains, they keep making them. We got Bitcoin Cash coming in at $529. That's down 1.8%. We got EOS, $5.61. It's sliding backwards 2.7%. Let's see, we got Stellar Lumas coming in at a quarter, 25.7 cents. That's up almost a full percent there, 0.93. Litecoin, $60.59. Hey, at least it's on the other side of $60. Keep going with that one at least. Up a percent, almost 1.5%, or down almost 1.5% there. Cardano, 8 cents. Almost 8.5 cents. Slipping backwards just a little bit, 0.11. All right, let's get down here, see where that steam is. You think we're at $1 yet? Probably not. Probably slipping backwards. 91 cents, slipping backwards, 2.8%. Now, I noticed we've been using the Steamback dollar as our metrics, right, Samantha?
Yes.
And, they haven't been paying out Steamback dollars. And we really haven't been receiving all that much over there. And we were having trouble uploading to DTube, but we're back. We were able to upload something last time, so we'll find out how this one goes and if this one uploads. But besides that, Steamback dollar. there's not necessarily a lot of exchanges that accept the Steam back dollar here. And I have noticed that it has been down for maintenance for days now over at Bittrex
banner and yeah.
So, I mean, you can't get any in, you can't get any out. But at the same time, where are you getting them from? Because the platform hasn't been paying them out. I don't know. I also noticed that Full Time Geek, he put out a video today talking about some of the things that he's working on over at Steam, and how he has hundreds of hours plugged into his bot program. I think he was talking about a couple of the dApps that are going on over there, talking about how everybody needs to get out there and do their part on Steam. So, I mean, that was definitely something to check out. Of course, I watched it, gave it a thumbs up. So we got Steam coming in here at $1.01. That's down about 0.5%. Not really that big of a deal there, but the fact that it is on the other side of $1 means that, I mean, altcoins are pretty much at value right now. If this is any kind of a metrics, I mean, we keep hearing all kinds of stuff about what these altcoins are. And I guess that has a lot to do with your Bitcoin maximalism, like your Bitcoin maximum feeling. And, if you believe these altcoins are better or could be superior. All right. As I do every single episode, as of lately, I keep plugging away this Tally fundraiser. I took a page from World Crypto Network book, trying to sit there and fundraise ourselves into, what were you calling it, Samantha?
A workation.
A workation. We're going to get out there. We're going to do the legwork and spread the word of Bitcoin to some people that we actually think might be very receptive to this. And while we're out there spreading the word of Bitcoin to these people, we're trying to get you guys to help fund it for the flyers and the tickets. We will also be putting in money for food and drinks and motel stay and all that other good stuff. So, we're throwing in on that too, right? We're doing our part. And we're just trying to get out there. We're trying to spread the word of Bitcoin and then have a little fun when the lights go down, because, hey, who wants to walk up to strangers in the dark and try to tell them about this magical internet money?
I don't know. I don't think I would walk up to strangers in the dark there. It's fine. It's not like it's an alley,
I actually went in and I threw in $2 of our own money here, Samantha. It was from a faucet I think I'd been working for the last month.
Woo-hoo.
So that 0.0003496 is from the faucet. So that's nice. 28 days. So I mean, at the $150 mark is what we're looking at. We need still. So I mean, that's around $5.50 a day, I would say. If we're going to dollar cost average this, we're looking to pass out these flyers. We've already went ahead and ordered them.
Yeah, they should be here.
I think they're great. I mean, I don't know, maybe just a little pat on my own back because I made it, but I thought these QR codes was a great idea. It definitely, curiosity killed the cat, so hopefully curiosities will kill these millennials. They'll get out there, read them with their QR code, and they'll get hooked on the word of Andreas Antonopoulos. They'll get that samurai wallet on their cell phone. They'll get started at Coinbase, and they'll get that non-biased explanation of what Bitcoin is. So, I mean, I think that's all great stuff right there. So a couple dollars, it's all you got to donate. Definitely help get us there. And in return, I mean, we'll be bringing you back all kinds of videos. I mean, we might even see if we can broadcast from there. I don't know. Sky's the limit. We're going to see what we can do when we can do it.
Yes, until we get thrown out, we're going to keep trying.
All right. So let me stop the screen share. Let me go ahead and pull up the screen. And let's pop out the chat and see what we got going on here. Hey guys, thanks for joining me for a cup of coffee and some chit chat about crypto, trying to figure out what's going on out here in the market, staying positive even though this bear market's been holding on real tight. A lot of people had expected the market to kind of take an upturn by now. As we move forward, it definitely seems like this bear market has a hard grip on us. People are starting to say November that we could see some positive movement here with the market. I still got my fingers crossed for 2019. Starting to hear a lot more people coming out with the same exact kind of sentiments, talking about early 2019 to mid 2019. The bear market could be over. So, I mean, it's always shake a magic 8 ball when it comes to this stuff and figuring out what the price of cryptocurrency is. But as I keep telling you guys always, you got to look to the future. It's not about today's price. Today's price of Bitcoin is determined by speculators who are trading at the market on what they believe Bitcoin will be in the future, not necessarily what we believe Bitcoin is going to be in the future.
We have Nomadic Giant. He says good evening from South Carolina, so he's no longer in Mexico.
Oh, South Carolina. It's not that far away, my man.
Right, keep coming.
Are you
are
you there helping out, or are you there checking in on family after, right? That's where they had gotten the...
I don't know if, wait, is that where they got the hurricane?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah, but I'm not sure, and I also don't know the name of the freaking hurricane. So it was like
But
Francis,
it was like
or
thank
yeah.
you, it's not coming to Florida for once.
Paul Rouleau is here. He says, "Good evening and good
Buddy,
fortune."
Paul Rouleau's like the new my man. I mean, you're like always here, my man.
My man.
My man.
JT Irby is here.
Buddy.
Stephen
Nice.
McCoy.
Awesome.
Tech
awesome.
Lords.
Tech Lords.
Oh, hi, JT. He says hi to me. And Stephen McCoy asks, "Are you a fan of XRP or Ripple?" Neither. Both.
All right, well,
one or the other.
XRP is XRapid, which is the coin that we're actually buying and purchasing. Ripple is the company and also a separate currency that only the banks hold, as far as my understanding of it is. I don't hold any XRapid. I mean, they're making gains. It's one of the first ones here on my story list to talk about. So I guess let's dig into this one. I mean, I don't really have a ton of news on it. It's all the same stuff that we keep hearing about for the news, but it's just that the speculation of it keeps pumping the price up. Like I said, what were we at, 58 cents or something?
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's amazing considering that we're in this bear market and we've seen it dropping down to 25 cents there, which was like 95% from its all-time high, which was over $3 at one point. Rumors of all kinds of, you know, big business pairings, smart contracts, Cobalt as the next upgrade. I mean, if you go listen to, what's the guy, the one that's in Europe, TMI. Oh, the Modern Investor. I always think too much information. I was like,
wait, no.
But if you go listen to him, I mean, he is always so bullish on Ripple. I mean, Crypto Twin Brothers, everyone always hears of them. They're real bullish on it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's people like that are out there definitely pumping the price of this, getting it up there. Whether or not it's actually going to be useful in the future, I mean, unfortunately, you know, I'm for Bitcoin. I'm for decentralization. I'm not for the banks. I'm not for these kinds of things. It's the opposite of my normal stance, but I mean, they are going to have a place. There is going to be a time period where they are going to have, you know, control. So I think that they will get up there in some value. I don't think it's going to wash away. I think that we may possibly see them take the second place here over Ethereum. I think that, you know, Ethereum has been having its struggles with scaling.
Yeah, I think
has been having the troubles of the ICOs selling off all of the Ethereum so that they can continue to keep afloat as the price of Ethereum starts to bottom out. We see all the troubles that the ICOs are having with regulation, which is also putting a drag on Ethereum because that's what they're all based on. So, I mean, when we got into this, Samantha, I mean, Ripple was number 2. So it's just how far back are you? Can you look at the scale? Ripple has always been, as far as I'm concerned, the number 2 competitor. It's just that we have the smart contract Ethereum platform come out, and it was a whole new type of cryptocurrency. And then people had trouble wrapping their mind around that. Bitcoin was Bitcoin, and Ripple was the banks, and Ethereum is a smart contract platform that is designed by the businesses for the businesses, and apparently we had ICOs come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have like the modern investors standpoint. Like, whether you like Ripple or not, I am afraid that it is going to happen. Like, there is too much push for it. Like, that there are too many. Like, it's trying.
Mm-hmm.
It is feeling the situation and whoring itself out. However, you know what I mean? Like, it is gonna find some way to be in there. Like, no matter what.
I mean, it's just, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. So in a year from now, it's going to be easy to look back and say, oh, this was the answer. But when you're sitting here and you're in the cryptocurrency space and you're in the midst of all of this, it is like, it's head spinning. You know, you get spun in all of these different directions of, you know, is cryptocurrency really accelerating as fast as everybody likes to make it out to be? Or are we looking at this is actually just a few dozen computers located around the world running this stuff? Well, I mean, because the new conversation I had heard about is that the Bitcoin bug, right?
Yes.
Big problem. Update came out, but only 7% of the nodes are actually running the new patch.
Yeah, the patch.
So technically, the entire Bitcoin network is still at liable fault to be able to be, you know, attacked on if you were a miner and had this money to spend and wanted to try to double spend and, you know, mess up some nodes by doing a denial of service attack. You could. But I mean, it's going to cost you. I mean, it's not really super beneficial, but it's the fact that why is it? I mean, this is a pretty much a necessity, but yet no one is out there updating. Well, is it because there is only a few dozen people that are out there running it? No one is actually running these things themselves in the background. It's
right.
not
Nobody's maintaining.
Right. Nobody
like
has a node at home. Everyone just throws stuff on their hardware wallet or on the exchanges. You know, of course, all the exchanges went out and updated. Of course, Coinbase and, you know, Binance and Kraken all went out and updated to make sure that nobody was going to mess them up, try to double spend on them. But, you know, did the average node actually go ahead and update?
Yeah. Oh, we have Truth Monster. He says,
Nice.
Happy Football Sunday, Bitcoiners. Yeah. Stephen McCoy says Modern Investor is one of his favorites. I like him. Yeah, he's pretty straightforward.
I don't know why he doesn't slow down when he talks. If
he's
you're talking
all
so
the time.
fast.
He says he tries to, and it's like I don't even know if you're trying to slow down. It's like, how fast do you go when you're excited? Like,
I don't know. I remember when I first got out here, I would stumble over my words because it felt like I was always trying to push it out, like push the words, push the thoughts out. And now, I don't know. I just think of it as there's a third person standing right here. So it's like, hey, and then it's like, I'm just trying to talk to you in your face, you know, like be all up close. Be like, hey, how's it going? What's up? Let's talk about some Bitcoin.
JT says XRP is part of the problem, not the solution. Stephen McCoy says, I hear it's a payment system, even if the banks fail. Yeah, because it's pretty much, yeah. But yeah.
I mean, part of the problem with the cryptocurrency space is that,
right,
yeah, there is a problem with the cryptocurrency space. It's that only 20% of the cryptocurrency space is actually working towards the betterment and improvement of cryptocurrency to be a financial means towards, you know, the people having a real money and a real solution and the core principles of the cypherpunks and everything that was behind it. And the other 80% is just out there, you know, clogging up the works. I mean, it's like when you got 7 coins that are all trying to do the same thing in a space where you can't even really find, you know, a half a dozen good developers, you know. So what good is it to everybody be against each other and out there just trying to get cash and get money when what we really need to be doing is working together to make a cryptocurrency that is good enough for everybody to use so that we can stop using the fiat cash? Because it's not necessarily that it's a problem, you know, of adoption. I mean, the adoption will happen if we can make the digital currency so appealing that you don't not want it. You know what I mean? It's like, how can I not want this? This stuff is amazing.
Yes.
Right now, people have, you know, the flaws, the things they talk about. Oh, transactions are slow. Transactions can be gummed up and cost quite a bit of money based on this. You know, the 24 character cipher code is not user friendly. Who can determine how many Satoshis you pay per byte when you send a transaction? You know, oh, if I'm a merchant, I don't want to sit around for a half hour to sell a cup of coffee. You know, once all these things are fixed and it is this digital currency that is more seamless than cash, I mean, you would kind of be a fool to want to be still running around with paper dollar bills.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is like how they talk about the internet and like, you know, debit cards and things like that. Like, remember when everybody paid with a check or cash? You know, do you remember the internet like in the beginning and everybody was like, oh, it takes forever to download a picture and really? Ask people now if they think debit cards or the internet are just stupid, wasteful things.
I mean, is it just that we haven't seen enough technological revolutions in our life to see the next one? Or is it that, I mean, because they should be commonplace at this point. Between cell phones and electric cars and, I mean, the streaming internet.
Yeah, but you got to think, okay, like when did your grandfather get your first computer? Like what?
94, 95.
Okay. And my family that didn't actually care about it all that much, it was like 99 or 2000. So that is like a 5-year gap right there. Just from the people who, oh, yeah, whatever, it's kind of cool. Oh, yeah, I've seen it. I've used it. To 10 more years from that. And now, I mean, no one doesn't have, oh my God, there's not Wi-Fi. Oh my God, my service doesn't work.
Right.
Oh, my smartphone. Oh, my laptop. Oh, my iPod and my iPad and my.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's just, but
we'll be 50. It's like, is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency really going to take that long? Because if it isn't, I mean, we really got to pump the brakes on some of these thoughts of like, I mean, the way some of us talk about this and go around in the space, it's like in 2 weeks we're going to wake up and it's going to be everybody running around with their phones sending Bitcoin back and forth. When you're right, we really are talking like until everybody's running around with this stuff on their cell phone, doing like everyone's imagining and picturing, we are going to be 50. We're going to be in our early 50s. I mean, hopefully, you know, medication will come along and we'll be looking at a life expectancy of 100.
Super vibrant 50.
Right.
Yes.
So we're only halfway through, you know.
I mean, I don't know, because I think the percentage of people that actually value the internet, like, I mean, we're not jumping complete, like, categories and areas. Like, there's a lot of the the population that really does use video games, internet, cell phones, social media, like the things that actually are tied to that, where just like how lit. I mean, we just have to get the right one, but I'm gonna go with like 2 to 4 more years, because like I'm really thinking that yes, like as long as we get some actual platform that pays out and does work, that there is enough of the population of the entire world that will be interested enough in it. And as soon as you can make them see that it is money, because it's all the same thought process for everyone.
About an altcoin. Like it would have to be an altcoin. I mean,
because you can't pay out in Bitcoin anymore.
I mean, well, I mean, unless you're talking about something that's going to be running on the top of the Lightning Network or using the Lightning Network as a payment system in the background that's tied to a decentralized social media platform, or I guess a centralized. I guess you could have a Facebook style that uses the Lightning Network in order to pay people in Bitcoin. Because if you're talking an altcoin, then you're just adding to the problem.
Yeah, I don't
adding it. There's cryptocurrency 2005 on the list.
I don't like the altcoins.
It's not. It's that you can't just say, "Oh, well, what we have isn't working. Let's make another project," because that's what everyone's already done. You know, it's that you have to somehow, like I'm saying, you have to contribute to the original ideal and be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Because only 20% of what's happening in the space is working towards the advancement of Bitcoin. That was part of what they were saying about was the problem was with the bug is that there's not enough eyes actually looking at the Bitcoin code, that they're just under the assumption that, oh, well, the Bitcoin core devs are on it and they fact checked it. So therefore it's all good and I don't have to do nothing. And my Coinbase node is going to take care of my transactions when I need to send and receive them.
It's like how you were saying when people just like push it off, you know, like, oh, I don't have enough time to go look at the code and make sure, but someone else is. Right. Like, it's okay. There's someone who's not sleeping and has no life and is just checking it. And there's not.
And that's where I come and say that there's going to be situations of third party, you know, custodianships and like EOS. Like EOS is perfect for this kind of a situation. They have their people in there that are incentivized by making lots of money. They have lots of money at stake. So they're going to go out there and do a good job.
Yeah.
You know, lots of money is up on the board here. But at the same time, everyone's using it. And then they're saying that it's pretty much fair because they have a decentralized system, even though it is pretty much well centralized. But it's so money incentivized that they're not going to crumple the system. You see what I'm saying? Like it's there's going to be this area, this scale of gray area until people want to take personal responsibility. You know, personal responsibility is one of those really hard things that is definitely anti-American. Nobody in America wants to assume responsibility for anything. They want to just say, oh, well, I was born and therefore I have the right to have everything I've ever wanted in life. And everything else is just something that gets in the way. I mean, people feel so privileged and entitled that it's not even funny. When if you go talk to anybody in a third world country, I mean, they're so happy and humble for just the smallest thing. And that's really how it should be. As far as, you know, personally, I am concerned, you know, every day is a gift and you should be happy for the small things, because if you can't be happy for the small things, then, I mean, you're just leading to selfishness and everything and overindulgence.
Truth Monster asks, are we going to deep fry? When are we going to deep fry the turkey? We are not deep frying our turkeys. They are going to live a long, prosperous life.
the thought at the beginning was that we may have them for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but then once they
Eugene
started
doesn't
to
eat
grow,
birds, so it doesn't matter.
All right. So.
Oh, wait, hold on.
All right.
Joshua Welling's here. He says, hey, been too long.
Nice, buddy.
I know, right? Hope Google gets sieged. Okay, so first we should legalize murder and all drugs should be given out for free from the government. Thank you for trolling. Joshua Welling then says diffusion of responsibility. And that is, I mean, sadly, the gray area is that. And then Paul in Las Vegas, what are your and my thoughts on Zcash and Horizon, which was formerly Zencash? And love those turkeys. You're welcome to bring them to my future crypto social barbecue. No one's eating our turkeys.
I mean, the privacy coins are definitely going to be part of the future. I just, once again, I've pulled so far back to Bitcoin that I see the privacy solutions for Bitcoin being the actual overall case scenario of what we need. And that's going to come through situations like the Dandelion and other situations like second layer protocol of Mimblewimble, the wallets, being able to implement Brimstone, I think it's called. Firestone, it's Brimstone, Firestone, one of those. It has to do with...
We got some ominous sounding like...
But it's, you know what I mean? It's... What was it? I think it's ZK Snarks is their protocol. I've always heard that it's very heavy. It causes problems when you start going to scale the situation of it. We're already having problems figuring out how to scale cryptocurrencies. We have this massive breakthrough with Bitcoin coming up with a second tier solution so that you can still have, the main chain will always be, you'll be able to see what happens, semi transparent. And then we'll have second layer solutions that'll provide full anonymity. So as you go to some of these transactions, as an individual person, you can keep it on the down low, but then as a company, your expense report and all of that can be out there for the public, for the, shareholders or whatever it may be that has to look at the money and where the finances are going.
I thought they were pretty crafty about changing their name, but the ticker and everything being able to stay the same. If nothing else, somebody had their thinking cap on. Oh,
I know, it's like attacking my face.
Just embrace the fly.
All right. So as we continue to look at Bitcoin and we look a little deeper at it, I found another news article today that was talking about, of course, right from my notes. I found an article that was talking about coins in circulation. What we're looking at. I don't know. When I looked at these numbers, one of the first things I noticed is that they don't quite actually add up. Talking about how there's 17.29 million coins in circulation, right? And they're talking about 36% of all the coins, the 21 million, are lost or either unmined. Then they go on to say about 3.7 million of them are unmined.
Okay.
And then they go on to say that speculators account for 22% of the cryptocurrency market, coming in at 3.8 million. Okay. And then they're saying that investors are 30% of the market. So that's only 52% of the market. So what is the other 52% if you're not a speculator or an investor? Because it's not all missing, because you only have 36%. So then there's still another portion somewhere there that doesn't add up to the 100. But okay, continuing along with what they have, 30% of them are investors, and that's 5.1 million.
Okay.
So once again, I mean, with these numbers missing from the articles, it caused me to pause and say, well, this doesn't quite actually make sense. But still, it's the fact that even if you are going to come up with some, percentages on speculators and investors and who's actually out here in the cryptocurrency space, the main number here is that there's 17.29 million Bitcoin out there, right? And then they're saying that, I mean, a good portion of this is unmined and lost. Okay, because if we're still looking, I mean, I'm pretty sure the numbers right here at about 3.7 million Bitcoins are unmined. That's a very small percent of Bitcoins that are unmined. Right?
Yes.
And then if we're saying that anywhere between 3 and 5 million Bitcoins are lost forever. So now we're looking at under 10 million Bitcoins out there.
So less than half.
Yes, less than half. Less than half the Bitcoins that will ever be created are actually out there in the world, in wallets that are valid and transacting, and people haven't lost their private keys and, you know, capable of being purchased.
All right. I hope Google gets sieged. When the middleman can still wash trade with your funds, you leave in custody. It defeats the whole purpose of the asset whose only property is having private ownership. I mean, that is true. And then Paul in Las Vegas says, do you have a favorite wallet for EOS and why? What was that one?
It was Scatter. That was the only one that I've ever actually used, and I didn't use it for very long because I only had that little bit of EOS. I didn't actually get the full 100. So I know our friend, the Crypto Type. I did a show with him over last weekend.
Yeah, last Sunday.
He's real big on EOS. He had recommended a wallet. I don't remember which wallet it was, but if you go over and check out his channel, he talks about EOS like every episode that he does. I think he puts out 1 or 2 episodes a week. He's definitely the guy to give you the down low on EOS. I mean, I kind of toy with it a bit here and there. I just signed up over on Tribe. Yeah. I think I got 6 posts up over there. So, but as far as EOS, the token itself, I don't hold any. I know that Scatter is supposed to be one of the first wallets that they were recommending for holding it. I know you can hold it on your ledger now. So, you know, I would definitely recommend that unless you're needing a hot wallet situation. I mean, you know, it depends on what you're looking to do. You know, Ledger is definitely the way to go for a hardware wallet. If you need a hot wallet because you don't want to keep it on exchange, but you want to be able to get it in and out real quickly because you are trading with it. I mean, there's a couple different ones that are available. Scatter is the one that I do know of that will sit in your web page browser. I don't know about one for your phone. I could help get you that information if you shoot me an email, though. And, you know, leaving it at the exchange is, of course, the most risky, but then you got your stop losses that you can set on it.
Anthony Michael, as you mentioned, Bitcoin is your main bag. Have you looked into Quantum? Thoughts?
I have not actually looked into Quantum. I had a couple other people recommend that one and say that I should check it out. I will have to, I guess, look into that one a little more. I'm not even exactly. I mean, we're talking.
I mean, I've seen it and
it would
stuff,
be months
yeah.
ago was the last time I even read anything to even know what the main basis behind the coin is. Like I said, you know, with 2004 coins out here, you try to pay attention. Some slip through your radar. That's definitely one of the ones that have been slipping through my radar. Okay. Continuing on with Bitcoin price. Everybody likes to talk about the Bitcoin price. And adoption, you know, I thought this one was kind of cool because this also goes along with some of the other things I've said before in other videos that I always like to think about Bitcoin as a biological organism, especially the way that it grows and adapts and, you know, like the sewer rat, you know, like the more hardship it goes through, the more resilient it becomes to it. Like, you know, I guess in the early stages of an amoeba or single cell or whatever, they overcome, you know, through adaptation, just like Bitcoin does. We're looking at someone else actually comparing Bitcoin and the way that the adoption's happening in 3 different stages, similar to like a virus or a bacteria, that there's the initial stage, stasis, S-T-A-S-I-S, right? Stasis.
Yeah.
Stasis phase, and then it goes to an exponential phase. And this is, I guess, you know, like at the beginning of the virus going into the cell. And at first it just starts multiplying and the cell is, you know, getting the virus. And then all of a sudden there's an exponential phase where it starts growing larger than what the cell can handle. You know what I mean? Where I guess what AIDS is the common one to think of, where it goes inside the cell and multiplies and then gets so large that it actually ends up ripping the cell apart and busting out, and then they go off and infect new cells. Well, they're talking about this as a similar situation of how Bitcoin works, except for when the cell bursts, there's a decline phase, where it takes a lengthy period of time for, I guess, when the cells leave the one, or the virus leave the one cell to go and re-affect new cells. And then the process continues all over again. And they've said that how this has happened multiple times, you know, and we've seen this before with you can look at the graph and zoom in and you see the run up and then the decline period and then the run up and the decline period. So that's why they always say, you know, zoom out when they talk about the the lights just kicked on.
Okay, so I guess it's dark enough.
They always talk about zoom out when you go to look at the Bitcoin price, and you know that every bear market has an end. I guess these are the same exact kind of sentiments being compared to a biological situation.
That's some crazy. Okay, so we have Paul in Las Vegas asking, would you sell your turkeys for more Bitcoin?
No.
Joshua Welling asks, that's some alien movie shit right there. Yes, it is. Yes, busting out to go infect some. Yes.
What was that one movie? Prometheus?
The one that was the one alien, like the Alien whatever trilogy or whatever it is now.
Yeah, where the cells went in.
Newest one, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And JT Irby asks, how many eggs per day do you guys get from your hens? Actually, the littlest hen that we have is sitting on like 16 eggs and is not letting us take them from her. What? We don't know if they have any chickens in there.
Guinea eggs a day and probably 12.5 quail eggs.
Yeah, but like if you're doing the math for that, it takes like 4 or 5 quail eggs to make one normal medium-sized egg if you're like cooking with it. So you can go through quite a lot of quails, but they are cute. They are. They're little teeny tiny and speckly.
All right. Any more?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. JT says, oh, wow. Yes.
All right.
There's lots of eggs.
As we continue along, I got one more news article. So if you got any more questions, go ahead, pile them up in the chat. I would love to take the time to answer them. This has been fun. I've been having a nice evening out here doing this. All right. Let's see. What do we got? We got some guys hacking, right? It's always the story. This is one, you know what I mean? This is one of the things I tell you about all the time. Always about the scammers and the hackers. Some people say this is old news at this point. Got to constantly talk about it. Got to constantly talk about how they're out there ripping people off. That's what leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. This is how people that are getting interested in the space get turned around, get deterred. You know, that was one of the first things that left a bad taste in my mouth when it came to the cryptocurrency space. Luckily, I stuck with it and didn't give up. But yeah, most definitely, I came real close to turning around and not coming back into cryptocurrency. Let's see, what do we got? We got 2 guys, 23, 21. So, of course, you know, younger millennials, one out of Missouri, one out of Oklahoma. They went and stole about $14 million in crypto and a SIM card theft, I guess they're going to call it. They actually slipped out this guy's SIM card and slipped another SIM card in it. And then they performed identity theft and they stole the guy's phone number. They went ahead and, you know, got access to his accounts and everything like that. And then here was another thing I thought that was kind of funny about this hack is that this was it was an ICO, right? And
of course it was.
So it was another ICO. They created, you know, a bunch of money out of nowhere pretty much. And they only like released like they had 1.5 billion tokens. And they only released 0.5 billion tokens and they kept 1 billion tokens in reserve, right? So that we're going to be slowly released type deal or something, or extra sold off, more ICO stuff. I don't know. I didn't actually pay that much attention. What was this token? CMCT token, crowd machine. Coin number 772 down there on the list.
Well, so I mean, out of 2,000 and something, you know.
Yeah, right. Coming in at 0.0032 of a cent. All right. They went and stole the other billion. So this was somebody from the ICO. They went and stole the other billion. So, I mean, the price of the coin was based on what 1/3 of it was in circulation. Probably at some backwater exchange if they're so low on the list that there's 772. But, I mean, they got one of the guys in jail without any bond. The other guy, there's not really much news on what happened to him. A lot of the exchanges that were holding this cryptocurrency are like, it's a no trade zone. They've shut it down. No coins in, no coins out. They're trying to lock down the addresses that have had access to these coins because pretty much these coins weren't even supposed to be out there yet.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't even know what to say about this. You make value out of nothing on a project that you don't have. I mean, if you're ICOing, it's because you don't have a project yet. Like you got an ideal for a project.
Yeah.
So I got a nice deal. I made a bunch of money off of it. Then I turned around and get robbed. I mean, who ends up holding the bags? You know, the people that invested in the ICO. You know, I guess, you know, way back last year, I mean, everybody was just buying any ICO because it was hard not to make money. Well, a lot of them got left holding the bags now. And I mean, ICOs are just now a big, huge minefield. You know, the people that would run a legitimate ICO are not getting into the space because regulation. You know, are they a security token? Are they not a security token? Can they be listed in the United States? So without any regulation on it, you know, legitimate projects aren't doing it. So the only people that are actually still in doing it are people that don't care about regulation because they want to just rip you off. I mean, the cell phone, the guy's cell phone was linked to a billion tokens.
Right. How is that? Yes. Really?
I mean, you're the designer of this project. I mean, you don't think that you should be protecting your money? No, you shouldn't, right? Because
no.
you just made these coins on a dApp in a day. Oh, I'll make let's see, 1.5, 2 billion. Make 2 billion tokens, Tony. I mean, you just make up a number, right?
Yep. So I hope we will get sieged. Asked if are we vegans or something? No.
No.
We eat cows. Lots
Beef
of cows.
Seafood, lots of it.
I love seafood. The horrible, horrible stuff. And yes, Eugene.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really liked chicken or turkey, even as a small child. So I don't eat birds. I never really have. I don't drink soda. I think that stuff is absolutely horrible for you. You know, I eat birds
and drink soda. Haha. No.
Well, I eat to live. I don't live to eat, right?
Yeah. And then Paul Rouleau says there is a penguin coin.
I know he's brought this one up before to you.
What? No, unicorn.
Oh yes, the unicorn, which was that Ethereum specialized token.
Like mush. Yeah, yes. Which I'm not getting Ethereum to make that happen, but still very awesome. Vention is here now. He says that it sounds like XRP. It kind of does. And then he says, in other words, not me. I have never bought an ICO. Yeah,
yep, I've never bought an ICO either.
That just does not sound good.
You really can. I mean, if you live in the United States, I mean, you're participating in one illegally, or you have to be a accredited investor, because I had told you that I had thought about the Hydra hash. Like, even if I don't necessarily believe in the project, it has so much hype going behind it that there's going to be money to be made in it. Like, that one's kind of undeniable. And of course, I like to make a little money too. So I thought, well, all right, you know, I missed out. Maybe I'll put, you know, $200 in on this or something. Go to look into it. And of course, you know, without having $1 million and accredited investor and all this other stuff, you can't invest in it. So as far as I can tell now, it's not the ICOs that may have ran last year that were possible security tokens and all this other stuff now. They were a lot more decentralized and better off than the stuff now, because now you have to be rich in order to invest. And by the time I could get it, it would be at the exchange, you know, and that's just the rich people dumping their bags on me, which I already get their bags dumped on me. And when I go to work for $9 and $10 an hour, I mean, really, who expects your time to be worth $9 or $10 an hour? Do you know how much stuff I can do in 15 minutes? I mean,
more than $9 worth.
Right. Showing up sober and sitting there doing nothing is worth $10 an hour.
I know. Have you seen a lot of the workforce?
I have. I've been to your job, Samantha.
I know. Okay. So I hope Google gets sieged. As sounds like Dash with a bug that released 30% of the supply or so accidentally within the first 48 hours of release. Yes. Oh, and then he goes with your hating of soda. He goes contains. Okay, yeah, no clue. Yeah. What does that even mean? It's on all soda. Okay, I do know what that is. It is considered carcinogenic in California and a few of the other states. They put it in quite a lot of things to have it be sugar-free or less calories than it is supposed to be by using real sugar. But it is supposed to be over time that you get cancer from it. And it is in like lots of things. If you start looking, like it's in extra gum and carefree gum and a lot of the gums that say sugar-free, lots of the candies that say sugar-free. So yeah, it'll eventually kill you. So yeah. And then Anthony Michael says unicorn meat grinder. Yes, that's what it was. The unicorn meat grinder. Okay, so Joshua Welling asks, did I miss news on the SEC finally coming out against ICOs? No.
I mean, they made the move on the one broker seizing the website and shutting them down. So
that is true.
Mean, we are starting to see, more progression of the government taking a stance on the regulation, which a lot of people have been looking for. But it's the fact that we're not seeing any official documentation. Just going
and
out
how
there
they're saying, one of our representatives saying it does not mean that it is. And it's like, all you guys are doing is saying it.
Just like, headhunting a few ICOs out there just puts fear in the market to not want to run an ICO. It's not like, okay, here are the guidelines, and as long as we can follow the guidelines or stay within the guidelines, we can run an ICO. And it's just like, be careful those ICOs. Be careful. We could arrest you or shut you down.
We're watching.
We're watching. You don't know what we're watching, but we're watching.
Because we don't know what we're watching. We haven't put out an official statement yet.
Right.
But we're watching.
I gotta love our episodes.
This is what happens after I go work for the man. There's lots of cynical in here.
So is that about it? Should I start wrapping it up?
Yeah.
How long have we been out here?
47 minutes.
All right. So we've made it almost the hour mark.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, if you guys got any more questions, anything else you want to talk about, please go ahead, put it in the chat. Let us know what you want to talk about. I'll definitely take some time and talk about it. You know that's one of the main things I love doing and why we go live all the time now instead of doing those pre-recorded uploads. I know we could get some better video quality if we did those, but hey, we wouldn't have this interaction that we're having right now. I love when I can go ahead and tell you guys to ask me a question and it'll pop up there and Samantha will ask it out loud and we'll take the time to discuss it. One of the main parts of Bitcoin and Coffee is to sit here and try to help everybody understand cryptocurrency. That's why we're trying to go out there and pass out flyers. That's why I have all kinds of tools, links, and affiliation codes listed down below. That's why I have the free email help desk service. That's why you can hit me up on Twitter. I've been getting a lot of people hitting me up there. I think we broke 1,300.
Yay!
So, I mean, we're picking up quite a bit of followers over there. That's awesome. We're also trying to post the BitTube, even though that one's fighting me left and right.
We did start working out the DTube, but that was, I don't know. If it does it again.
If it does it again, it'll be great. Tribe's been working. That's
Tribe. I like Tribe.
Tribe. That's the one over on EOS. There's a link to all of them down below. There's also donational addresses if you got the extra crypto, because we're totally unfunded and unsponsored here. We do this because we love cryptocurrencies. But we also got the EDC fund. We'd rather have you donate to that. That's a good way of I consider it a carbon offset. I mean, everybody knows they need to get out there and do their part to help push Bitcoin along because there is no marketing department. You are the marketing department if you like Bitcoin. So since you can't get out there and you're real busy with work and your family, I'll get out there and do it. I'll call it a workcation. You can go over and check out the flyers I made. We're thinking about continuing to do this since this one's going along so well. We're thinking Ultra maybe in March. So if you got ideas for that flyer, go ahead. Let me know what you're thinking too. Hit me up on Twitter or the email. We're also looking for people to come out and join us. If you want to come out here and, join one of these live streams, maybe answer some questions, talk about why you're in crypto, what your thoughts are in crypto, what you think about the altcoins, hit me up on the email or Twitter again, and we can go ahead and arrange that for you whenever you need. If you don't want to show your face, that's cool. We understand. Samantha's never showing her face.
Never.
All right. Anything in that chat, Samantha?
Hope we will get see. It says, see you later. We have Vention saying, so when we have our next bull run, are you going to sell a bunch or hodl? Oh, we're hodling.
No, well, all right. I've been telling everybody that you want to super stack up on cryptocurrency in these downturns because you want to be able to have whatever the number is that you're thinking you need to have when you're 50, like we're saying.
Yeah.
If we're saying we need 3 Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin or whatever, you want to get 2 to 3 times that amount right now or start heading towards that direction because you want to sell all the way up. Right? You want to not have to wait till you're I don't want to have to work hard every single day between now and 50 to wait for Bitcoin to be worth that much. I'd like to have an extra Bitcoin or two that I can sell on the way up of the next bull run so that I can like cushion it a little bit.
But then we need to know, like, I don't know, like we have to have a set amount that we're not.
But I mean, that's why we work extra hard. That's why we continue to pay our bills with our fiat. We save our crypto. We produce this video that helps produce a little extra cryptocurrency here and there that we save. We cut back our costs. All that, like, you know, how Samantha's always saying that we only run air conditioning in our bedroom. That's to cut down the electricity bill because, you know, we are purchasing cryptocurrency in small amounts on bi-weekly basis or whatever and trying to stack it away. And that's because when the next bull run comes, I do want to have extra crypto to sell because, I mean, we watched Bitcoin go from $700 all the way up to $20,000.
I know, we didn't even sell at the high.
Right.
No.
And I guess I wish I had. Maybe I wouldn't, you know, I love having this place and not renting anymore, but I mean, we would probably have more paid off on this, which would put us in a much better financial situation.
Benton says he's not selling any more than 38,600, so I pay no income tax. That sounds like a plan. Yes, don't pay the man. And Paul Relo says, I'm a crypto hoarder. I'm never selling.
I mean, it takes a lot, strong hands. I mean, it would be better to not. I realize that today is where I live. I don't necessarily live in tomorrow always, so I would also like today to be a little comfortable. You know, you have to give and take. All right, you guys. As always, my free email help desk service out there is the best service I can provide you guys. It's eugeneforest20@gmail.com. Besides that, we're going to be bringing you episodes every single day at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time in the morning. I already have tomorrow's episode posted up there. I'm looking at making some different thumbnails, right, Samantha? Halloween. We love Halloween around here, so we're going to be pulling our horror movies out and trying to see if we can't do 31 days. Tomorrow's is not Halloween, though, because I had already made it.
Boo!
But I do have 2 Halloweens made up for Tuesday and Wednesday's episodes, so that's a big plus right there. As you can tell, when Halloween gets closer, Samantha will become more and more excited, so that'll be a big plus for us around here. We love it when she's enthusiastic.
I love candy. I love costumes. I love lights. I love it all.
All right, you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out here and joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, what little bits left, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. But remember, keep your BTC safe.
Bye, guys.